Hi, I'm Muriel Lennox, and I remember the day Northern Dancer won the Kentucky Derby. It was that day that I fell in love with these beautiful thoroughbreds.
Down the stretch now, Northern Dancer out in front by a length. Hill Rise is gaining on him. It's coming to the wire. It's going to be tight. Northern Dancer gets it. Northern Dancer by a long head.
I saw something so incredible. I saw this little horse just run on his heart and run on his spirit. He shouldn't have won the race, but he had attitude. He was as brave as they come, and there were all these big horses trying to, knock him off his game. He wouldn't be knocked off his game. That's the beauty of thoroughbreds. They are, in my opinion, the most majestic of all these animals. This fellow here is a great-great-great-grandson of Northern Dancer. Thoroughbreds are bred to run. They're incredible athletes. They are strong and brave and very curious. You see bits and pieces of them through their progeny. Northern Dancer, as it turns out, is considered the greatest stallion in modern history.
He's moved to the front. Right behind him is Hill Rise.
The Little Dancer is over a winner.
Whether you're young or old or in the middle, the horses and being at the horse, where else can you go and jump up and down and scream and yell and back your bet all day long? And when you can be in the presence of these creatures, it transcends something. It transcends, instead of being in our cars and on our cell phones and our iPads and all the rest of it, they bring us back to the earth. Horses connect us to the earth.
Here's a horse that has never been out of the money. A tremendous record, 11 victories in 14 starts.
He's always dreamt of this. He didn't believe he could do it, but he dreamt of it. And
when they race, and when this guy races, when he runs, and you have a $5 bet on him or a $2 bet on him, you become this horse. They're magical creatures. They can bring you into their world. Every year, there's a new generation. There's a sense of renewal. There's a sense of hope that something out of this next crop. I mean, it's like Dan Fogelberg says, it's the breeding and training and the something unknown. It's the something unknown that keeps us in this. But Eddie Taylor was breeding horses for over 40 years until Northern Dancer came along. And then it was like this explosion. And Northern Dancer is a factor in why people, because he represents that hope that you just keep doing it and you do it and you do it. And then you see all his sons and grandsons and granddaughters and great-granddaughters and great-great-great-grandsons, and it's like you're living it all over again. And it's this amazing feeling that you know them, it's like relatives. You know where they've come from. Every great jockey I know always credits the horse. So that's one thing. But to be a great jockey, to ride this absolutely willful creature, because this horse, as you can see, has a mind of his own, right? And he's strong. They are strong. I mean, only cheetahs are faster than these guys. You have to be dead fit. You have to be so balanced. You have to have good muscles in your legs. It's the most exciting, the most thrilling, the most glamorous, the most colorful, and it's also the most dangerous game in town.
Closing argument, a Fleet Alex, far outside, a lead run from Giacomo. Giacomo surging, a Fleet Alex, closing argument, Giacomo in the final strides to win Derby 131.
One of the really wonderful and magical things about horses is, or horse racing in this case, is that we get to experience generation after generation. It's the breeding and the training and the something unknown. The something unknown is what carries them across the wire. But the breeding is particularly significant. Now this fellow, his grandfather was an incredible racehorse called Holy Bull. Who wouldn't remember Holy Bull? He was a great, big, huge, great. And he didn't win the Kentucky Derby, which he should have won, but anyhow, that's another story. But then, several years later, his son, Giacomo, comes along, and nobody picked him to win. And And lo and behold, Giacomo wins at 50 to 1, wins the Kentucky Derby, and he now is the sire of this handsome fellow. You can see in his eyes, you can see his forebears, you can see Holy Bull, you can see Giacomo, you can see that in here. And that's the magic. And they are so honest, and you know, they're never going to lie to you. They are these like huge, gentle giants, and they're beautiful. So if you want to be in the presence of greatness, then that's where you find them.